Hi, this is Martin Gibbons, and this is a Scottish accent. I'm from Scotland. I'm also the founder of peoplemaps.com, and I'm going to go as quickly as I can because I have a lot of stuff I need to squeeze into this video for you today because I think you're really going to like what I've got to show you. I've been studying human behaviour psychology for over 10 years, and I've made some breakthrough discoveries, and it's these that I want to share with you today. I'm going to share with you something that I discovered actually by accident. It wasn't something out my road to find. But this accident has enabled me to build a list of 1.26 million people and convert 82% of my visitors to registered users. And I know these numbers are astronomical, but bear with me and I'll show you exactly how we do that. The wonderful thing is that anyone could actually use this system and you can use it to grow your business. And it's your business we're here to talk about today, not my business. So let's go and have a look at what makes me mad and probably makes you mad too. If you're anything like me, you'll spend days and hours thinking about how you get traffic and drive more traffic. And you'll spend lots and lots of money getting traffic to your site. Spend a lot of big bucks with Google and all that side of things. So you go to all that trouble and then what happens? Well, as many as 99% of those visitors wander back out the door again, meaning that you've wasted 99% of your time and your money getting that traffic. Now, you may be a very good copywriter and you have your own site designed really well, which means that you get as many as maybe 30% of your visitors registering with you, which is fantastic. I mean, that's a really high. That puts you into the top sort of 5% performers. But that's still 70% of your time and money wasted. Now, here's the thing. I'm not a great copywriter. And to be honest, there are very few people who are. But even the best copywriter can't guarantee to get a sale from the first visitor, which is why the list building is so important. You see, with a list you can try and try again. If it doesn't, if that doesn't work for them, maybe you can say it in another way that would work better. And of course, you build a relationship and rapport. The more chances you get to speak to someone, the more likely they'll do what you're trying to get them to do. That's probably why you're here in the first place, because this site is all about list building. But getting visitors to give you their email is really hard these days. 10 years ago when I first started, it was pretty straightforward. You just asked people, but not today. The thing you have to do today is you've got to give. You've got to give in order to get their email address. So now you have to create good quality content that people feel is worth giving you their email for. But this is a time consuming and expensive, and it's really difficult to keep coming up with the goods. I know I've tried it in various places and I'm sure you've tried it too. And even when you do it and you do it well, you still may only see a 10% return on registrations. And I suppose this is where I made this accidental breakthrough discovery. And that's what I want to share with you now. Before I do, let me ask you a quick question. What is the most fascinating thing on earth? Well, quite frankly, it's you. There's nothing more fascinating on earth to you than you. And that's the same could be said of me and everybody else as well. The breakthrough discovery I made was that no matter how modest you are, no matter what your personality makeup and profile is, there is nothing more fascinating than self. And this applies to everybody. We're all me, me, me. Now, this is always the case, it's always been the case, and it's a long-term thing. It's the big picture, if you like. This is stuff that's kind of hardwired into our core psychology, and it can't be said of everything, but in this instance, this is absolutely rock. Now, what's the second most fascinating thing on earth? Well, for an internet user, and that's really all we're talking about here, who's just entered a phrase into Google, let's say, and they found a page, maybe your page, that happens to be relevant at this moment in time. This page is the most fascinating thing on earth. Now, this is a short term, it's immediate, and it may only last for a few seconds. But both of these things, therefore, are hugely powerful. But combine them both together and you get something extremely powerful. And this is what I call psychological synergy. So how does this solve your problem? Right? The problem we talked about earlier on, where you spend time and money and visitors come and go. Well, it's quite simple really. If you want to get visitors to give you their email, then you need to give them something. This much we've already agreed. You need to give them something of value. Now the thing about value is it's perceived, and the perception lies with the other person, not with you. So all value is a perceived value. So why not give them something about them, given that them is the most fascinating thing on earth? And perhaps you may even be able to give them something not only about them, but something about them which is also relevant to your site, at least in some small way. Now you're hitting into that psychological synergy again. You can see where I'm going with this. This is extremely powerful. Now, I'll be honest with you, I did not set out to invent this. It was one of those accidental discoveries, almost a byproduct of our core business, if you like. But it will save you weeks of trying to write white papers and ebooks. Stuff that's got a high perceived value, high enough for people to go, okay, I'll give you my email, which is becoming increasingly difficult to do. If you manage to do this, it will see your visitors' list ratio, visitor to list ratio, go from say 5% to maybe 70%. Personally, on one of my sites I get 82%. Now if I put this in Google money terms, if you spend $100 for 200 visitors and 10 of them register, if I spend $100 for 200 visitors, 164 of them register. That's the difference. That's over 16 times the bang for your buck. And you didn't need to write a single word or give away the farm to do it, because that's the other thing. It's difficult not to give away what you're trying to sell when you're trying to create good value, quality, free products. Okay, so let's just say, let's not be too optimistic. Okay, let's tap into the cynical Scot that's in me, and let's say you manage just to increase your registration rates from say 5% of visitors to 25%. That's effectively increasing your ad spend by a factor of 5. Do you think you could improve your business if you have 5 times the budget? Pretty sure you could. Okay, so here's what I want you to do now. Please just enter your name and your email below, and I'll take you to a second video, and this one will actually reveal all the details about the system and the tool itself. It is a tool, it's something you literally can copy and paste, plug and play. It's not something you have to think about or work with or tweak. You set it up once. It's as simple as inserting a graphic, but once you've done it, you'll have something that attracts visitors onto your list. It makes them, encourages them, and delights them to part with their email in order to get what you have to offer. Now I know you've got a ton of questions, and I assume that you'll lots more you want to know. And I will show you all of that in the next video. So all I need you to do right now is just give me your name, your email, and of course we'll get you into the next stage, and we'll get you on the inside and show you exactly how it works, what it's done, and where it's been used, and how it goes on. I can assure you, you will not have seen anything like this before. This has never been made available on the internet in internet marketing circles at all. So it's brand new. So if you're an old dog in this business, this is new to you too. Okay, so I'm Martin Gibbons. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll catch you on the inside.